Hi everyone, Carter Krishnaiyer here from the Pavilion, and here on Beyond the Boundary. Major League Cricket season is about to start. Obviously, we're all consumed with the FIFA World Cup, and as someone who has worked in football, or soccer as it's called in this country, for most of my adult life, or the majority of my adult life, it's sometimes difficult during these major tournaments to lose sight, whether it's the Euros or the World Cup or Copa America, everything else going on. But we have Major League Cricket going on, starting on Thursday and concluding in in Oakland on July 18th, starting in Grand Prairie, Texas. We are privileged to have some interviews with some of the key figures in MLC this year, some of the key captains. And so let's go through this. Jason Holder with the Los Angeles Knight Riders, who now have their own ground, and there will be some matches that are held at that ground during this MLC season. Matt Short, who needs no introduction, of the San Francisco Unicorns. Marcus Stoinis of the Seattle Orcas, again, famous cricketer. And Faf Duplessis, who of the Texas Super Kings, who, by the way, if you watched the T20 World Cup on Willow, you obviously saw the match coverage. But if you watched Cricinfo, ESPN Cricinfo's pre and post match shows, he was phenomenal as a commentator during that tournament. So we're going to hear from Jason Holder specifically about the ground in Los Angeles and how much that means to the LA Knight Riders and their efforts to build a cricket culture in Southern California. We're going to hear from Matt Short about the tournament, and we're going to hear from, as I said, the other captains about the upcoming tournament, at least those four captains. We will continue to have more and more coverage for you of Major League Cricket as the MLC tournament wears on here from the Pavilion Beyond the Boundary. Now, to find us on the web, you can look up From the Pavilion on YouTube. We don't have many subscribers now. We're trying to build that, although for some reason some of our shorts have gotten thousands of views. But we have only double-digit subscribers. So this is the way the algorithm works for YouTube. And then in terms of our well-received coverage Beyond the Boundary on the Beyond the 90 site, it's at beyondthe90.net. Look for the Beyond the Boundary tab. That tab is completely committed to cricket, and we're going to really lean into MLC coverage, as we talked about earlier. So thank you for patroning Beyond the 90. If you like what we do at Beyond the 90 and Beyond the Boundary, consider becoming a paid subscriber. It really helps us out a lot, as I talked about earlier this week, in terms of our own FIFA World Cup coverage and my 10-day journey with England in the pre-tournament build-up. That ends up costing more money than we're bringing in to the site. So I never actually formally asked people to subscribe as paid subscribers prior to this week, but now it's becoming, this is just kind of the way it is in independent media. So if you could, please, we're running specials during the World Cup, during the FIFA World Cup in terms of paid subscribers. In terms of Major League Cricket, we're going to have full wraparound coverage from now until July 18th and that final. And we are really, really excited about what Major League Cricket is providing. And I have to mention, these interviews are courtesy of Major League Cricket. They are doing a fantastic job in professionalizing the sport here in the United States and presenting the sport in a manner and in a way that we have never seen cricket presented in the United States. And as we go through the next 4 or 5 weeks covering MLC, we will discuss some of the broader issues with cricket in the United States, including obviously the governance issues that have featured, unfortunately, so prominently in the sports evolution in this country, right? The U.S. has had 2 very good World Cups in a row at the T20 level. At the same time, the governance structure in this country gets worse and worse and worse. And I have my own perspectives on that, having, as I said, worked most of my adult life in the sport of football, and understanding how misgovernance of a sport can impact the popularity of a sport. Now, Major League Cricket is not part of that misgovernance. I want to make that very, very clear. I think they are the kind of shining light in all of this, all of what we're talking about on that subject. And we're not going to get into that subject today. Let's hear from Jason Holder, Matt Sharp, Marcus Stoinis, and Duplessis, who, again, is in his own way a media sensation. Thank you once again for subscribing to Beyond the Boundary and the From the Pavilion podcast, which, by the way, you can get on Apple, you can get on Spotify, you can get on Overcast, and wherever else you find pods. From the Pavilion, you can find on those podcatchers. On those podcatchers, oftentimes it's audio only, but you can get the video, of course, on our YouTube channel and at Beyond the Boundary on Beyond the 90. Thank you once again. And here are the interviews.
This tournament is obviously to help the local players here to just grow the game, help them understand different situations and scenarios that we may be faced with under pressure, and just helping them to grow and develop as best as they possibly can.
What does it mean to represent LA and build a connection with fans with the new stadium?
Yeah, I think it means a lot to us trying to grow the game, and then obviously trying to bring the game as big as we possibly can here to America. So us having a home ground in LA is very, very important for us, but not only for us, but for American cricket, and just to get the whole market understanding what cricket really means and what cricket is all about. So yeah, it's really exciting times to be playing a couple home games there this year, and hopefully it continues to grow.
What would success look like this season for your team and your fans back home?
Yeah, the simple success this year will be to lifting the trophy. I think our last couple of campaigns have been a bit indifferent, and we've probably let ourselves down and fallen a bit short. So this year's a big year for us. We've got a clean slate, a new year. So we're excited just to be there at the end and lifting that trophy. It's good to have a home base in terms of our fan base. So yeah, really excited to see the people of LA coming out and supporting us, understanding what cricket is, and it's our job to obviously make it exciting for them, and we're looking forward to that. You know, having a home ground is special. We're looking forward to seeing what the facilities may bring, and yeah, hopefully we can win a few games there and, you know, put a couple smiles on people's faces.
You know, really exciting to be back, and you know, from a personal level, it's been cool to see the growth in these last 4 years. And you know, you mentioned the 28 Olympics coming up in LA. You know, come a couple of years' time, I think cricket in America is really going to take off, and you know, if going off the trend of the last 4 years, and yeah, I think come 28, you know, we're really looking forward.
Oh man, it's been a great opportunity for the US to grow the sport over the last 4 years. I think it's not surprising, but after being here for 4 years and seeing the US team do so well and challenge so well in the World Cup recently was exciting for everyone, and I think for US cricket. Every year the competition gets stronger through the players coming, the overseas players, the domestic talent, and even just the growth through the new facilities that we've got, and the fact that the game's moving around the country, which is exciting.
Yeah, just the local players. I think year one when I came over, you felt like there was a bit of a difference between the international players and some of the local players, the standard. But certainly year two there was a huge improvement, and last year very good to see all the local players putting some real good performances consistently, man of the match performances. So that's just the nature of the competition and playing with the greats of the game.